Hello, everybody. This is SKFC back here with another video, and we're going to be talking about Kvaratskhelia, who's just recently moved to PSG. He's moved for about 70 million pounds, and we're going to be talking about how good I think he's going to be for PSG, as well as how good he's been for Napoli, and why this could be or could not be an amazing transfer. So, when we take a look at his time at Napoli, we can see that he got 14 goals and 14 assists in his first season, 11 and 7 in his second season, and he's currently on 5 and 3. And even when just kind of looking at his player chart, one of the things that stands out to me already is his ability to create chances for himself, as well as create chances for his teammates, as well as create shots for himself. Kvaratskhelia is about 6 feet tall with really long legs. And the reason why I bring this up is his ability to stride really large distances per step kind of empowers a lot about his playing style. He's not particularly fast, but he is really good at being quick and accelerating into space due to his big strides. And this also kind of helps to inform everything else that he does. He's one of those type of players that likes to get a feel for whoever he's facing at fullback, and he doesn't really like to play at a quicker pace if the situation doesn't call for it. He usually tends to stay on the byline and essentially use the time that he's given to either scan the field for a pass, or if the opponent pressures him a little bit more, cut inside to either shoot himself if he's available to do that, or he will just pass the ball back. But he's not really the type of winger to try to force the issue at times. And I'm not gonna lie, one of the things that does kind of strike me as a weakness is his poor dribble success rate. And I do think that his long stride kind of acts as a strength and a weakness in that sense. Because again, 31% is poor, and it's been a little bit poorer this season than normal. And I do think part of that is because he's not particularly strong, so he can be knocked off really easily, which does worry me for a league that is as physical as the French league. And then as well as that, another thing that does kind of strike me a little bit as well is that he can sometimes lose the ball in terms of just like getting it stuck under his foot, which again, given the fact that he does have long legs and he's really skinny, it would kind of make sense as to why that is at times. However, just to give him a little bit more credit as well, I do think that when he plays for Georgia and he is able to play with a little bit more freedom, he does show an ability to play in a faster pace. And I do think part of that is just because Georgia isn't a team that's going to dominate the ball as much as Napoli does, and thus there's going to be more space in behind for him to run into. And I do think that is part of the reason why as well. And I think that probably the best game that exemplifies that was his game against Portugal in the Euros, because obviously Portugal are a better team than Georgia. They're going to leave space. He played more centrally. And I do think that, he does have the ability to maybe try him out a false nine, because I do know Luis Enrique, who is PSG's manager, likes to run false nine formations a lot. So, and I know he's played Asensio there, who is also another winger as well, so I don't see why he couldn't do it. What I would say too is Khvicha has never really been someone that's played in terms of back to goal. He doesn't really do that. He likes to hug the touchline. And he likes to play his game from there. So it is going to be interesting in that respect to see what PSG are going to do, especially because PSG already have wingers in Barcola and Dembele, as well as Doué as well. And Barcola is definitely more of an inside forward type of winger who likes to pinch in for to get shots off towards the middle, similar to like a Mohamed Salah or even like a Jared Bowen. whereas Dembele is a little bit more versatile in the sense that he can do that, but he's definitely more so of the Khvicha mold of just hanging on the touchline and playmaking. But Dembele does have more athleticism than Khvicha does, in terms of just being able to be fast. One thing that I don't really see Khvicha work on that much, or at least showcase that much for Napoli, is kind of his off-ball movement. He can do it. Again, I think part of that is just because for him, since he is one of Napoli's main creators and main people on the ball, he never really has a chance to do that, which is going to be different while he's at PSG. His shooting technique is a bit funny, I would say, in the sense that when he shoots, it almost seems like he's kind of like swinging his foot at it. Like he tends to put a lot of his momentum into the shot, which it does make it look kind of funny at times. But it'll be interesting, again, to see if that's something that is going to hamper him while he's at PSG or not. Because obviously I know he's got 14 goals in his first season, but obviously in his second season and of right now, he hasn't really been scoring as much. So again, at PSG, he's going to be playing a team that's going to be even more dominant than Napoli are. So his goal numbers should move up as